Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're focusing our lens on something we all do, but maybe don't think about enough. The hidden structure of efficient communication. And it comes from this source material you shared with me, a simple dialogue, but it had this crucial note right at the start. It basically said talking on the phone is uniquely challenging.
It is. It
Yeah.
really is. Because you can't see the other person's face. All that nonverbal data, it just bends.
Exactly. The nods, the smiles, the frantic hand gestures when you can't find the word, all of it. It's gone.
And when those visual cues disappear, the efficiency and, the professionalism of your actual language becomes absolutely key. So our mission today is to take a really simple scenario, booking a table, and just pull apart the script.
To see what makes it tick.
Exactly. We're going to reveal those underlying choices and those little linguistic nuggets that turn what could be an awkward call into something really smooth and confident.
A shortcut to sounding like you know what you're doing on the phone. Okay, let's jump right in. The opening exchange. We've got the receptionist and the caller, Mark Miller. The script kicks off with this almost formulaic greeting. What did the receptionist get so right in that opening?
What's so fascinating here is just the sheer economy of it. It's what we call the standard three-part opening. The receptionist says, "Good afternoon, Olive Garden Restaurant. How may I help you?"
Good afternoon, Olive Garden Restaurant. How may I help you? Okay, three distinct pieces there.
Precisely. You get the greeting, "Good afternoon." You get the identification, "Olive Garden Restaurant."
Right.
And then you get the offer of help, "How may I help you?" And that structure, it just immediately manages the auditory load on the caller.
So even if the line is crackly or you're distracted, you've got three shots at figuring out if you called the right place.
Exactly. It establishes professionalism and availability in, one breath.
It really sets a high bar for Mark, the caller. He has to respond with that same level of efficiency, right?
He does. And he uses what we'd call high-register transactional language. He says, "Hello, I would like to make a reservation for this evening, please."
Okay, let's talk about that phrase, "I would like to." It sounds polite, sure, but isn't it actually less efficient than just saying, "Book me a table for tonight"?
That's a great question, and this is where the analysis really gets fun. So yeah, "book me a table" is shorter,
Right.
but the conditional phrasing, "I would like to," it signals respect. It puts the request into a collaborative framework, not a demand.
So it's not an order, it's an invitation to help.
Exactly. And in a professional context, that actually creates psychological efficiency. You save time by making sure the person on the other end is immediately receptive to you.
So the politeness isn't just, decoration. It's a lubricant for the conversation. It speeds things up by creating goodwill.
He's clear, he's polite, and he gets straight to the point. He doesn't waste a second.
Okay, so let's unpack what happens next. The intent is clear. He wants a table tonight. So the receptionist immediately needs two key things.
When and how many? Yes. And notice they're asked sequentially, logically. First, for what time?
And Mark answers, 7:30 p.m. Clear.
And then, and for how many people?
And this is where we get to that critical linguistic nugget that the source material pointed out. This part is really interesting.
What's the gold?
For the party size, Mark says, there will be four of us.
There will be four of us. It's a masterful piece of idiomatic fluency.
Because if you're nervous, or maybe not a native speaker, your instinct might be to say something like, "We are four persons."
Which sounds so stiff and unnatural, right? It creates this tiny bit of friction, this mental speed bump for the listener.
Yeah.
But when Mark says there will be four of us, he's using a natural English structure. We call it the existential there. It signals immediate conversational competence.
It's not just about being correct, it's about being fluent. The receptionist doesn't even have to pause to process it. The information just slides right in.
And that makes the whole exchange feel frictionless.
It also frees up the caller's own, mental energy. If you're not struggling to translate that thought, you're already thinking about the next step.
Absolutely, which is the system check. The receptionist knows they have to pause and look at the screen, so they use that great little introductory phrase, "Let me check our bookings."
That's so important, that transparency. It manages the silence. It lets Mark know he hasn't been forgotten or disconnected.
It's phatic communication. Its job is purely social. And luckily, in this case, availability is confirmed quickly. Yes, we have a table available at 7:30.
Okay, so the logistics are confirmed. Now we move to securing the transactional data.
Securing the data. We're moving from scheduling to accountability.
First piece of data is the name.
Yep. Can I have your name, please? Simple. Direct. And Mark does something smart here. He says, Miller. Mark Miller.
Ah, he repeats it.
Mm,
Last name first, then full name. That's proactive. It's meant to prevent spelling mistakes right off the bat,
it is. And then comes the second piece of data, the contact method.
which is often just seen as a checkbox, but it serves a much deeper function, doesn't it?
It really does. The receptionist asks, "Could I also have a contact phone number, Mr. Miller?" And notice they use his name right away. It personalizes the transaction.
Right.
But that request for a number, it's not just in case the restaurant has a problem. It's about reciprocal commitment.
Reciprocal commitment. Okay, explain that.
Well, a reservation is basically an informal contract. By giving his name and number, Mark is committing to actually show up.
Which is huge for restaurants, to avoid no-shows.
It's critical. And by taking his details, the restaurant is confirming its commitment to hold that table for him. The contact number is like the security deposit on that commitment.
But let me push back on that a little. Couldn't Mark just say, no, I'm not giving you my number? Isn't it asking for a bit too much?
He could try, but in most high-demand places, it's standard procedure. And by framing it as, "Could I also have," it makes it clear this is a necessary step to secure the booking.
So if he refused, the booking might be marked as tentative or not confirmed at all.
Exactly. Accepting the step signals that you understand and respect the process. It's a key piece of transactional verification.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got the time, the size, the name, and the number. Now we get to the climax of the call, which I think is the most underrated step of all.
The final review.
The final review. So why is repeating all of this information back not a wasted time?
Because this is the non-negotiable moment of confirmation. You're right, it is so often rushed. The receptionist uses what's called closure signaling. They synthesize everything. Great. So a table for 4 at 7:30 p.m. tonight under the name Miller.
And if you're just focused on speed, that feels redundant.
It does. But the goal of professional communication isn't just speed. It's accuracy and error prevention. That summary is a verbal check against the 4 most common mistakes.
Party size, time, date.
And spelling, yeah. It puts the final responsibility on the caller to confirm the success of the whole transaction. If the receptionist had said 8:30 by mistake, this is Mark's chance to catch it.
And his response is perfect. He doesn't go on and on. Just simple, effective agreement. That is perfect. Thank you.
Confirmation and gratitude, that's all you need.
And then the clean exit, the professional closing etiquette. The receptionist says, "We look forward to seeing you. Goodbye."
It's clean, it's final, and it reinforces the positive expectation. The whole script, from start to finish, is just a masterclass in structured, efficient language.
So if we boil this whole deep dive down, for you, the listener, it feels like there are 3 core principles you can apply to basically any professional phone call.
First, master that anticipatory structure.
Yeah.
Have that 3-part opening ready, or immediately state your intent with, "I would like to." It just sets a professional tone from the first second.
Second, prioritize what you called idiomatic fluency. Go beyond just being correct. Use those natural phrases like, "There will be 4 of us."
It signals confidence and reduces friction. You
Yeah.
sound like you belong in the conversation.
And third, never, ever skip that transactional verification, that final summary.
Never. Whether you're the caller or the one providing the service, it ensures accuracy and it solidifies that reciprocal commitment.
The source material we used closed by encouraging you to practice these phrases to feel confident on the phone. And I think we agree that confidence isn't just about feeling good. It's a direct result of automation.
That's the bigger picture here. The true value of mastering a simple script like this one isn't just knowing the words. It's achieving the fluency that lets you handle the unpredictable.
Ooh. Yeah.
Imagine if the receptionist, instead of saying yes, had said, "I'm sorry, we are fully booked at 7:30, but we have a cancellation at 8:45.
Right. If your brain is busy trying to remember how to say how many people are in your party, you have no mental space left to negotiate that unexpected change.
Exactly. But because you've automated the predictable structures, how to open, how to state the number, how to confirm, all of your cognitive resources are free to focus on that variable element. The new time, a different question, maybe an unfamiliar accent.
So mastery of the predictable is what gives you resilience and flexibility.
It's the source of all real communication confidence. It's the difference between merely speaking English and achieving true operational fluency in a situation.
You master the structure so you can focus on the nuance.
Which brings us to an important question for you, the listener, to take away from this deep dive. What other common professional scenarios are out there?
Like booking a doctor's appointment, confirming a job interview,
A client follow-up call. What scenarios are you going to isolate and practice next to build the same level of core communication confidence? Start automating the predictable and just watch your overall effectiveness soar.
A fantastic thought to end on. Thank you for diving deep into this transactional blueprint with us.
We look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.